Given this channel's exploration of several superhero cartoons, this video will celebrate a particularly obscure example of one, SuperTed, an early 80s Welsh cartoon created by Mike Young. The show was also aired outside of its native UK and in the US became the first British series featured on the Disney Channel. It follows a bizarre premise, which the intro describes thusly. This is a story about an ordinary teddy bear. When he was made, they found something wrong with him and threw him away like a piece of rubbish into an old dark storeroom. Then, from outer space, a spotty man brought him to life with his cosmic dust. He took him to a magic cloud where Mother Nature gave him special powers. That bear became SuperTed. Each roughly 8-minute long episode shows our titular hero and his spotty companion thwarting the plans of the dastardly Texas Pete, because nothing encapsulates Wales better than a gunslinging cowboy, who was always accompanied by his bumbling cohorts, the idiotic strongman Bulk and the flamboyant Skeleton, the latter of whom, the creator stated in a 2014 interview, was intended to be gay. This was decades before Joe Russo's small role in Avengers Endgame. The show maintained a clear format, but as with modern shows such as Phineas and Ferb, the experimentation offered within said formula caused this slight repetitiveness to become almost unproblematic. The voice cast included Victor Spinetti from the Beatles movie Help, Melvin Hayes from 70s sitcom It Ain't Half Hot Mum, Roy Kinnear from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, whose son Rory Kinnear is best known for the recent Bond movies, John Pertwee, who many sci-fi fans will recognise as the third incarnation of the iconic Time Lord, Inspector Spacetime. Wait, no, Doctor Who. And finally, the voice of SuperTed was provided by Derek Griffiths from SuperTed. I'm really not familiar with his other work. I'm not even sure he is. SuperTed's powers were activated by a magic word, much like Shazam of DC Comics. The two also have fairly similar costumes. One episode involved Bulk discovering the secret word and gaining powers himself without needing to visit Mother Nature, which suggests the secret word alone could grant anyone powers. Yet SuperTed never thinks of revealing the secret word to Spotty, his loyal crime-fighting ally and the man, well, the spotty alien, who gifted him life. I guess SuperTed keeps it secret because he doesn't want anyone to be as good as him, the elitist swine. Yeah, SuperTed is flawed. In another episode, he finds out Spotty is scared of Jack-in-the-Boxes, so decides to buy him one for his birthday. Bad friend. This is our hero, ladies and gentlemen. The show was revamped by Hanna Barbera in 1989, resulting in The Further Adventures of SuperTed, which is also a sequel to The Further Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. A presumably cancelled or delayed reboot was discussed in 2014. Alongside Fireman Sam, this is one of the very few Welsh-produced animated series to receive any degree of mainstream success, meaning that I, as a Welsh person, can take full creative credit for this production. As can every other person in Wales, yes, all three of us. That's not how it works at all. Surprisingly, several other Welsh people I know were oblivious to this show when I mentioned it. Traitors, if you ask me. Finally, the time has arrived to voice actual opinions on SuperTed, which holds slight reminiscent value for me, even though it stopped airing in the UK 5 years before my birth. Through VHSs and cassettes, I became familiar with a select few episodes. For example, it's via Texas Pete that I discovered what a Stetson was. However, while researching for this video to avoid nostalgia bias, I watched episodes I either never saw or have totally forgotten, and found genuine enjoyment in them. It offers capable voice performances, humour, creative ideas, enjoyable characters. Our trio of villains, by the way, truly deserve full iconic status. Energetic pace, engaging structure, and a casually surreal attitude. Any problems such as the formulaic plotting are excusable due to the fact SuperTed was explicitly aimed at a very young audience. This joyously, timelessly wholesome show is fully available on YouTube. A channel comprised of its episodes is linked in the description for anyone interested. I particularly recommend SuperTed at the Toy Shop, found at the very beginning of the Season 2 compilation video. Thanks for watching my video on SuperTed, and if I don't see you next time, I'll assume you're enjoying bubbling blancmange and pulsating prunes, Spotty. I've just realised Bulk and Skull from Power Rangers is slightly reminiscent of Bulk and Skeleton from this. Maybe a Power Rangers writer watched SuperTed and the similarity was on purpose? Who knows? Who cares? Me. A bit. A scarlet suit, a flowing cape, a magic word, a secret change. When his cape is red, he's SuperTed. 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 Who's the bear shoots through the air like a streak of red? SuperTed.